You went to prison because you beat up your boyfriend. Now,
I didn't beat him up. I slapped him.
You bitch slapped him? You bitch slapped him.
I bitch slapped him.
All right. Now, I got it as a man.
If it was self-defense, did they arrest both of you? Or did...
No, because what they do is they
looked at Chyna and said, you're going to jail.
If you both press charges, then they send you both to jail. But I wouldn't press charges against him.
Oh.
Why not?
Because I refused to.
Why?
Because I wanted him removed from my property, and that was what was supposed to be done.
But instead, you went to jail, though. That's not what was supposed to be done. So I'd go to jail until they remove him from my property. You know what, Howard? I've done a lot of drugs. Go ahead. What have you done? Have you done coke?
Absolutely. Right. I love it.
Do you have a problem with it?
No. But I do my little party socialite thinking that I'm the coolest thing in the world.
Do you think?
And I won't do it around other people because they take everything plus the kitchen sink.
Right.
And it's caused a real hardship in my life. So I would rather do without it. So
coke was a problem?
Well, it wasn't for me, but it was with the people around me. So I would rather do without it.
Yeah.
Right. So
I don't need it.
You're off to coke.
I'd rather do karaoke.
Right.
I'd love to be on the coke right now. If you had a line right here, I'd do it right in front of you.
You would. All right.
Do you have any, Howard?
I don't have any with me. I'm not into it.
And you can see it in guys. You could see it myself. It's almost like that 1,000-yard stare, the paleness kind of going on, the tired over being gone, maybe doing 25, 30 shots in a row. And, you can see him. I just suck. I love him to death. And I told him about it, Chris Benoit, just 2 weeks ago. I gave him my numbers, and you see them, they're just there, and they're not alive. And then they start getting confused in the head because of the business they're in. And if you're asking me how that gets started, that is, I just don't want to be rambling off on you here.
As I'm going in to give my tribute, JBL comes walking out with a very strange look on his face. And he said to me, as we, for about a minute that we're crossing paths, he just said to me, "You don't think he's had anything to do with it, do you?" And I went, "What?" And that was the first thing that of any notion of anything that went on. That was the first time that I've heard this. And now I'm walking in. And so whatever you see me doing in that is me being, now my head's spinning.
Right.
What? Right. Is this, what don't I know what has happened? So if you watch it from that perspective, it may seem, because I am in a complete shock, but also thinking, well, I don't know. Is this what's happened? I don't know. So I just deliver whatever you see. And I've never watched it again.
Thanks.
The darkness that you had in your life, like
my sister being murdered and shit, and my mother was a 12-year-old girl, and her mother was dating my father. Her mother was. My grandmother passed out, and my father left that bed and went into a 12-year-old little girl's room and raped her. That's me. That's how I got started. And then later in life, my father was raping my sister, did not know it. He raped his other daughter, did not know it. Always heard whispering, people whispering and giving him the evil eye. I'm like, what the fuck's their problem? Then I'd get in the ring with somebody that knew my dad, and they'd beat the fucking shit out of me because they hated him, because they'd seen some of the shit that he did. Do you want to believe that of your own father?
What the big story really was not really the story where I sat between Pat Patterson and Terry Garvin, but shortly thereafter there was another instance, and I remember I'm 19 years old, and I drove from Amarillo to Albuquerque, New Mexico with a single passenger being Terry Garvin, who about 40 miles outside of town started proposing that he perform oral sex on me while I was driving, begging me to let him do so. I even heard the stories of the kids underage back then.
Back in the day, before I was there, WWE was a playground for You know, they only hired drink crew guys who were under 18. You know, they wouldn't hire anybody over 18 because they were, you know, Mel Phillips and Pat Patterson. You know, I'm not afraid to say those two names are perverts.
Well, didn't Mel Phillips have to get edited out of like WrestleMania 3 and a bunch of other stuff after that? What was he doing? He'd have kids in a bunch of different towns or something?
He had kids in every town.
22-year-old Tom Cole was hired as a ring boy for the World Wrestling Federation when he was 13 years old. For the next 3 years, he says he was sexually abused by his supervisor, Mel Phillips, who Cole says has a foot fetish. And Cole says there were other abusers besides Phillips.
I was grabbed on numerous occasions in my buttocks by Pat Patterson of the World Wrestling Federation, and Terry Garvin propositioned me when I was 16, offered me cocaine and all kinds of drugs to have sex with him. When I refused, I was let go from the company when I was 16, and then I returned again when I was 19. I was let go again because I refused Terry Garvin's advances.
Vince's driver got out and opened the door, and I thought Vince was going to get out. But instead, Vince said to me, "No, Rita, come in here." He says, "We just sat in a diner for a couple hours. I really don't want coffee." He says, "We'll just sit and talk here." We're sitting in a parking lot. I mean, I didn't think much of it. I got in the limo with him. We got into the limo. Vince started talking about magazines, T-shirts, wrestling dolls. We don't have a referee doll at this point. A female would be great. On and on and on. Again, starts talking about a $500,000 a year contract. Next thing I know, Vince McMahon is unzipping his pants. I was pretty shocked at that point. You know, I mean, we're talking profession here, and suddenly he wants more than just profession. Vince continued to, you know, if you want a $500,000 contract, you're going to have to satisfy me, and this is the way things have to go. Vince grabbed my hand, kept trying to put my hand on him. I was scared. My wrist, at the end, my wrist was all purple, black and blue. Things just didn't, he just didn't stop. This man just didn't stop, you know. A $500,000 a year contract. How's your daughter going to go to college? Of course, she doesn't have to go to college. I was forced into oral sex with Vince McMahon. When I couldn't complete his desires, he got really angry, started ripping off my jeans, pulled me on top of him, and told me again, if I wanted a $500,000 a year contract, I had to satisfy him. He could make me or break me, and if I didn't satisfy him, I was blackballed.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, the wife of Brian Pillman, Melanie Pillman. I'm sure you're distraught, shocked, dismayed. There's a great deal of speculation, obviously, when a 35-year-old man passes away.
Apparently there was a problem with his heart, and but it was apparent heart attack in his sleep, and it's kind of inconclusive right now.
How are the children taking this news, and do they understand?
My 4-year-old doesn't understand. That's little Brian. He doesn't understand why Daddy's not coming home. Brittany understands because she's the biological child of my husband and another woman, and that woman killed herself 2 years ago. Brittany's lost her mom and her dad biological.
Have you had any opportunity to think about what we'll do to support your 5 children?
Vince, I don't even really know what day it is, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm driving down to Allentown for the TV the next day. Yeah. So the girl, you know, wanted to use the bathroom, you know. So she got out and went to go use the bathroom, pulled over to the side. And I guess after she got done, she came back over like a stream that was there. She jumped and slipped and banged her head. And I thought she was okay. I'm waiting in the car.
Sure.
And then sure enough, I looked out and I go, my goodness, what's going on here? So, you know, I went and got her and brought her back in the car and took off, went to Allentown and called up the ambulance, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the odds?
Man.
Freak accident, huh?
Oh, I was going nuts.
Oh, man.
What's she doing now?
What?
What happened?
Jesus, Opie.
What? I don't know.
She didn't make it.
She died not there though.
No.
It wasn't there.
It was the next morning.
Next morning. Oh man, that's tragic.
Brother.
And were you a suspect at all?
Wow.
Did they suspect you?
I had no idea.
Well, they were asking me questions and stuff like that, you know, and I had to tell them the truth.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
2 meses más tarde me acusaron, los compañeros míos de camerino me acusaron de una muerte de alguien. Cosa que yo no soy esa clase de persona y no lo hice. Y la razón que ellos lo hicieron es porque me odiaban, porque el trabajo mío era de dar disciplina en el camerino. Y a nadie le gusta que le den disciplina. Si yo te digo que llega a las 7, tú tenías que llegar a las 7. ¿Me entiendes? Tenías que llegar a las 7. Pero a nadie le gusta que le digan la verdad. Yo soy una persona que siempre digo la verdad. Hablando, salí bien, salí por la puerta ancha cuando me acusaron de aquella acusación. Los compañeros míos, cuando yo salí por la puerta ancha, no me felicitaron, me odiaron más. Por eso es que cuando yo llego al camerino de la IWA me siento igual. Nadie me quiere, me odian.